It's a tragic milestone in Syria. The UN now says the death toll from fighting there has now jumped past 60,000. A Syrian opposition group says at least 151 of those deaths happened today. About half were killed during a government airstrike on a fuel station in a suburb of Damascus. Now, in northern Syria, rebel fighters stepped up their offensive to gain control of a key military airbase. Islamist militants have killed 34 Nigerians since Christmas. Most of them were killed while they were attending church services. Such attacks, they have been escalating across the northern section of the country. Well, now Nigeria's military is fighting back at the group known as Boko Haram. David McKenzie is following developments from South Africa. And David, first of all, tell us about this organization. What do they do and why are they killing Christians?
Well, Suzanne, Boko Haram, what they do right now is this reign of terror that's spreading across northern Nigeria, the largely Muslim section of Africa's most populous nation. And in the last few days, since Friday, in fact, Suzanne, as you described, more than 30 people killed, the majority of them Christians, most of them attending church services. It's in the wake of a Christmas Day massacre in northern Nigeria where militants from Boko Haram stormed two churches, killing people with guns as well as slitting some of their throats and burning down some of those churches, according to the Nigerian government. Really brutal acts of violence in a reign of terror by this group, which wants to form a Sharia-dominated law system, a Taliban-like government in the northern part of Nigeria. And they're not just targeting Christians, but also government installations, police, schools, in fact, any institution of state and institution of Christianity.
David, why is this getting worse? I mean, why do you have this all of a sudden? I know that there's this organization, they're wreaking havoc, but now you have this dramatic increase in over the Christmas holiday. Why?
Well, part of it is cyclical. You know, the last year at this time over Christmas and the year before that, there were attacks on churches. This has become a very symbolic and obviously powerful statement that Boko Haram is wanting to make, that they are able to go around any security that might be in place at churches or other institutions in the north and kill innocent Christians, innocent Nigerians. There's also something else at play. The Nigerians leader, Goodluck Jonathan, has recently played a kind of double game, both calling for negotiations with the group to end the violence, and also the security forces under him cracking down on Boko Haram. This is a complex story. The security forces are accused by Amnesty International and others for really extrajudicial killings, murdering of people who might not even be Boko Haram in these regions. And they say, or rights groups say, that this is just compounding the cycle of violence in this kind of undergoverned space in a very important country, a strategic country in Africa.
All right, very important story. Thank you very much, David. Appreciate it. More than 100 people died in Superstorm Sandy. More than 1,000 died in Katrina. If you think climate change is to blame, the big question is how can we and what can we do to prevent more deaths in the future? We're going to take a look at what it takes to go climate proof.